How you doing, everyone? Welcome to our live session on Saturday, and we are back like we do every single Saturday. I just want you to quickly check out what happened last week. If you weren't able to watch it live because of some technical problem, just check out this really awesome interview I had right here behind me, but on another given day and occasion, with the youth members that we have in our VYG. How you doing, everyone? It is live. It's just a bit after 7 o'clock, and I'm here with some of the youth group members. I got here who?
Lincoln.
Who do I have?
Victoria, Leona, Minchi, Caroline, Furiel.
Joseph.
And they're going to be telling you their opinion about a big event coming up. We want to hear your opinion too, so start typing. Yes. We want to know the following opinion of yours, and that is what? Fighting or coping with negativity. What are you doing? How have you been handling the negativity in your life? It could be many things, but let's just ask, let me ask you quick right off the bat. Lincoln, fighting or coping with negativity? What have you been doing?
I like to say I'm a fighter because I try to take a proactive approach to problems, because I try to stop problems before they become issues. But when their actual problems occurs, I tend to be a cope. I cope with it, I deal with it for a bit, and then when it gets too much, then I start to fight back. Let me just ask you, Furiel, do you think that youth, they fight or they cope? As in, they go against what is conflicting with them, or they just say, you know, that's how life is, let's deal with it. What do you think?
Or it depends, but I think in this generation nowadays, it's mostly coping. They're learning to accept it and cope with it and think that it's part of life, they have to go with it.
If I may just ask, does anyone else agree with her, out of curiosity? Can you give me a reason why?
So most people just go with the flow.
But why?
Because they don't know how to battle with depression or with negativity Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like ignorance, yeah? So a lot of youths, and we know this for a fact, a lot of youths, they, because they don't know what to do, they just follow service A, service B, or go to the internet and Google search here and there, and they just go with the flow, and they don't actually find proper help. They may find some temporary solutions, but they don't actually find proper help. So we were here, and it was really nice to be with everyone. We just had our Real Talk session every single Wednesday. We get deep down into important words that help us to govern our life properly, to find the true help that we're trying to reach out to all of you for. And speaking of that, the Help Project, that's what we're representing right now. We will be hosting a very special seminar to teach you how to handle negativity that is inevitable in people's lives, right? Can we stop negative things from happening? What do you think?
No.
Not really, but we do have the power and the choice to navigate our energy to see what the solution is, rather than just focusing on the problem, and solve the matter once and for all. We actually aim kind of big, aim high. Many people say, well, that's how life is, and you know what, let's deal with it. But we don't accept that. We believe that there's a solution to every problem. See, you're on the same page as me. So guys, look, I want you to check out this event. It's going to be really nice. If you're not doing anything, kick back with us. It's 1 p.m, 153 Northumberland Street, Liverpool. We want to see you all there because you can find help. Can they find help?
Yes.
Has anyone here have found help? Just by quickly, before we finish here, anyone found help coming to the youth sessions, coming to where we are at?
Yes.
What happened in your life?
I used to have a therapist. Regularly, I'm seeing her like every 2 weeks, but now it's lessened.
Progress. That's awesome. Anyone else found help? So what happened to you?
I also found help. I used to be a very negative person, used to be very down on myself. If I would have made a mistake, I would keep myself down. I wouldn't try to move forward. But coming to the VYG has really uplifted my mental health. I'm more positive, and I look forward to the future. Look forward to what I can achieve because I believe in myself more coming to the VYG.
So guys, it's the open invite for all of you. Be part of something big. Are we battling or are we coping with our negativity? I want you to watch the story of this young girl who participates in the youth group that we have worldwide, and at such a young age, this girl was, if you could say, feeling what a person with 30, 40, 50 years would feel after so many mishaps and deceptions and lies and so on. Check out what she faced, because it may be you or a friend that you know. And we want to show you that there is a way out, that you can find help, that you don't need to be stuck in that same cycle of negativity and sadness. And after that, we're going to be telling you a tip for you to overcome your negativity.
My name is Kirian. I'm 16 years old and I attempted suicide 3 times. I mean, don't get me wrong, it didn't start from there where I just wanted to take my own life. As a little girl, I grew up feeling very lonely and sad because my dad left me and my mom and my younger sibling at a very young age. I always saw how children played with their fathers and they went to the park all as a happy family, and I didn't have that. I felt very sad and lonely, and I envied that because I wanted my dad around, but he left us, and that just caused a great depression in me, and I became very depressed. At the age of 12, no one should be feeling the way I did. Growing up with depression made me feel very lonely, have anxiety, and reject all the people I loved or who cared about me. I grew up having all these problems, envying, hating, because of this big depression I held inside of me. And I became a totally different other person once I started seeing that people in my school were dressing a certain way. They were goth. I thought that if I became another person or started dressing like them, my emptiness and my depression would leave, but that wasn't enough. Changing who I was and changing my appearance didn't help me achieve anything. I still felt that emptiness and that sadness and that depression that was holding me captive. Since I saw that that wasn't enough, changing the way I looked or the way I dressed, I figured out, well, why don't I start cutting myself? If people do it, why don't I do it? Maybe I'll help all that emptiness inside of me. I wanted to feel the pain I was feeling inside of me. All that anger and all those emotions I had, I wanted to feel it on my own skin. I wanted to feel all that pain I was feeling. I wanted to see how it felt, and I wanted to take all the emptiness and all the anger and all that sadness out of me. So I started cutting myself on my wrist. I started cutting my thighs, thinking that the pleasure of the pain would help all the emptiness I had, since other people would do it. But I saw that that wasn't enough either. At the age of 13, I decided to take my own life 3 times. The first time I tried it was by cutting my wrist very deeply. The second time I tried it was by jumping off a staircase, which didn't work, either of those two. The third time I tried it was by drinking prescription pills and overdosing. I thought if I didn't wake up, it would solve my problems. But I woke up, and that's when I realized I had to change. And that's when I was invited to the YPG. First, when I got there, I had a very different opinion about them. I thought that I was going to be judged once I walked through that door. I thought that everyone was gonna judge me because of the way I acted or the way I dressed. But once I got there and I actually participated, I saw how everyone was loving and caring, and how everyone was actually willing to be my friend, and no one judged me. And I was me. I was there, and I could be who I am today. Act like a different Kyrian, and not the same suicidal girl who had all that depression and anxiety. Today, I don't have any grudges towards my dad. I don't have suicidal thoughts. I'm me, and I'm a new Kyrian, and I'm happy.
You gotta drop the knife, yeah. Life is worth living. You gotta stop living life, yeah. Life is worth living. Do what you gotta do to stop the crime, yeah. Life is worth living. Stop killing, 'cause life is worth living. Life is worth living, no matter what they say. Yeah, just see the man and fighting every single day and every single night. Messing with the guns and the knives, shooting, stabbing, stop attacking, taking many lives. Cause every day is another mother crying. She just found out that her little boy's dying. Listen, it's time to put an end to this cycle. Start seeking a revival instead of fighting for survival. Open up your eyes and see what's really going on. Can't be moving like a reckless youth, thinking you're a don. Look, have you heard about life's worth living? Let me simplify, it's on the 14th of July. Gonna take a stand and put an end to all this violence. We need to get some silence, sick and tired of hearing sirens. We're gonna take lives, and I ain't talking killing. Restoration in the nation, can't be sitting back chilling. It's a LWL, come and join the crew. And if you ain't got a clue, we'll show you what to do.
That's right. She made it. She overcame. And you can too. Doesn't matter how big your challenge is. Doesn't matter how big that uni assessment is. Doesn't matter how much your boss is pressuring you to be performing in such a manner. You can. And I'm saying that because if you had the following mentality, I can assure you that tomorrow when you wake up, you will break through in high school, university, or whatever, a workplace in the workforce. You will break through wherever you go. and it's this. Young men and women are not going to have it always easy. In fact, when we want to be someone big or do something great, it's going to require a lot of demand and sacrifice. Just think about every successful person that you know, and I really mean successful. I don't mean successful in stupidity or doing wrong things, even though sometimes that requires a lot of sacrifice and demand. But I'm talking about those who really worked hard for what they have and what they earned. Think about that for a moment. Do you think that they got there just from one night to another? Or do you think it was a long period of time of sweat and blood and sacrifice? And when we come to terms with that reality, we begin to understand that, wait a minute, if I want to become successful or do something great with my life, I'm going to need to understand that I'm going to have difficult days ahead of me. But that's not the problem. It's the way we deal with it. A famous and successful person was once interviewed about the success of his work and his ideals. Worldwide, very famous person, well known. And the reporter asked him, well, did you see yourself strong? What's the secret for you to be so successful in what you do and how you just keep growing and not regressing? And look at the answer. And really simple, and this is the point of today's message. I was put in a corner, the man said. And in that corner, there was no way out. There was no left, there was no right, there was no behind. I was stuck in a corner. All that I had to do, and it was the only option I had, was to fight back, was to battle against what I was going through. And that's exactly what he did, he does, and he will always do until the end, because that's his belief, that's his faith, and it's a lesson to learn for all of us. Fight back. Go against, not people, not governments, not bodies, not social circles, but fight back against what is going against your belief. And if you really believe in something that is good, honest, fair, of good report, it's something just, it's something that people would look to and say, wow, I take my hat off for that. So go after it, and whatever comes your way, use the energy, the resources, and if you have no resources, use even faith if necessary. Use what you have to go against everything that is impeding you to be happy, blessed, or have your ideal, your motif or motives being realized. If you want to breathe as much as you want to succeed, then you'll succeed. And we all like to breathe a lot. In the moment that we stop breathing, we push for gas, we push for air. We gasp for air. And that's another similar example as to what I was saying before. If we had that mentality in regards to success, we would be breathing all the time our success. We would be doing great in everything. The problem is that young men and women are so easily distracted, and they get caught up with life's mishaps and challenges, and they naturally and easily incline to the easier option. And that option, my dear friend, it's not going to do you well. And that's why I brought you this message. That's why I brought you this live session, to show you that people are changing their lives. It's not just some fake story, it's real stories that you can and will. And I hope this example has in some way served as a way for you to understand that you are young and you are strong, and you do not by any means need to accept the situation that you're in. You can fight back. And that's exactly the reason why we're going to be having this special seminar, this special talk with performances from our youth group. And we want to make it open for all of you. So come and join, be part of something big. If you want to know how to handle negativity, you must be here. If you want to know how to handle those difficult days that are ahead of you in life, you must be here. If you want to know how to succeed and do well in the things that you do, studying, workforce, or whatever, you need to be there on the 24th of March, because we're going to have this special talk, battling or coping with negativity. If you want to be strong and want to overcome and not be beaten up and bullied by your problems, so join us in this special seminar, because I have no doubts that it'll break through for you and for what you want to do in life. Well, we're coming to the end of another session. It was great to be with you here, and like we do every Saturday, we rack it back here on live social media, Facebook, Instagram, and you can always watch the replay straight after if you didn't watch it already. All right, we see you soon. If you want to find out more about who we are, check out our social media. We have our 2 sessions happening live in physical presence. Sunday live is what we call, as well as Wednesday real talk. You can be part of something big. Join us, kick back with us, and find out where your nearest VYG is. Bye-bye.